Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the brag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Let's go. It's Friday. Get that Friday feeling, Kenzie?
Oh, I feel good.
Get that Friday feeling? Casey, got that Friday feeling?
I got that Friday feeling. Brian, do you have that Friday feeling?
I just opened my Twitter and there's a hashtag Friday feeling going on.
Uh-huh.
So I said, what's that Friday feeling? And the first video I see is some guy on a boat with his dog. And he lets the dog jump off the boat.
Yeah.
And the dog goes down and grabs a crab and brings up a crab for him.
That's awesome.
That's a Friday feeling, I guess.
That's man's best friend. That's a connection. God, that's beautiful.
You know
is.
who I hope has the Friday feeling?
Who dat?
My baby. I really hope he gets the memo that it's a weekend this time, you know?
They don't know.
They
don't
he's
know.
not getting it. He's not getting that this is Saturday sleeping, baby. You know? He's not vibing with it yet.
Well, he's not working in a mine yet, is he?
I know.
Like, he doesn't know
Make him
this.
do some chores so he feels, he starts appreciating the weekend or
Oh,
something.
this 80-hour work week I had drinking breast milk.
I'm
It's
like,
all
come
over.
on, dude.
Yeah, I was just. That's a good question. Like, when do you realize that Fridays are awesome?
Yeah.
At what point of your life does it? I mean,
Does it
school,
really set in?
I guess you got to be like at least
So
probably.
like kindergarten is when it finally hits?
I think kindergarten is still pretty fun, you know.
Yeah.
But like
I know.
7th grade, maybe.
I feel like last year, so my son is about to leave 4th grade, right?
Yeah.
And I feel
the
like
older son now, not
the older
Marino,
one,
who's on
yeah.
breast milk.
Reno, we're really accelerating.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get through it. We're over it. No, so yeah, Tristan, he's gonna be done with 4th grade. I feel like last year, if he missed school, he'd get bummed out. Like, no, I'm sick. And this year, he was like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm gonna go to enjoy this break. Like, it's just starting.
Yeah. That
And
Friday.
next year, he's gonna just want to lose his mind because homework's really gonna kick in 5th.
Yeah, that's that Friday feeling he's gonna have.
Yeah.
He's got going on right now.
I know. This is when, he goes to bed and he goes, oh, I have a project tomorrow. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Like, that's going to start kicking in next year.
Oh man, you ever have nightmares still about school?
Because school's a horrible experience for me.
I mean, forget about any kind of other horrible experience you're talking about.
It was awful.
Can you forget about your trauma for a second,
Yeah,
please?
not trauma.
Yeah,
but
so the question was, do I have nightmares about school?
I guess
Absolutely.
what I meant was like
I
a
still shake when I see a locker.
Okay. Is that about homework or something else?
No, I was good at homework.
See, that's the problem. See, I had like homework nightmares, test nightmares. I still have those.
What about you? Worried about tests?
Yeah. And
Why?
I don't know. I was worried about a test. Worried about getting a good
I don't think
grade.
you've ever studied, like, in your life.
How dare you?
So,
How dare you? It's not true at all. I studied a lot.
Did you?
I did.
Really?
Well, I probably had like dyslexia ADD that was undiagnosed. I could not read like one page and then like remember what I just read. You know
Or
what I
you
mean?
just weren't smart.
No, I was very smart.
You know what was a great bit on that? Daniel Toshman, he's like, oh, you're a bad test taker? He goes, the part where they test if you know things.
You know what? Those tests were, what's the word I'm looking for, Case?
I don't know.
Hard.
No.
Challenging?
No,
Impossible?
they
You were
were
good at them?
they were prejudiced against me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Explain how they were prejudiced against you.
The ones that tested the information you learned in the classroom?
That
Yeah.
everybody knew?
Yeah, I was prejudiced against me, all that.
I remember I got flagged. I always got the at-home call for like, oh, your daughter's missed like legally too many days of school because I used to drive to school. I wouldn't park in the parking lot because then you couldn't get out in high school because you had to have a note to get out. So I parked at the grocery store across the street because I could just leave out the side door. And I would come and I'd go to all my teachers and get all the homework, and then I'd get in my car and leave. Because I hated school so much. And I was like, well, my grades are still pretty good. I know I've missed a lot of days, but
That's one way to do it. I don't know anybody else ever done it like that.
hell yeah. I parked at the grocery store.
What you don't need to be is pass any test to know Sum 41 and go see him in Paris in just 6:20, 10 minutes away. We'll have that for you.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for a fact that makes your brain go. Comes from the car world. A car you love is going away. This is kind of wild now in a situation of a car that's been around forever. And we got a lot of car people here in Chicago. People love their cars. You live in your car. If you drive to work here in Chicago, we have the worst commute in the country pretty much. So a car you love is going away, and I have a special bond with this car that's going away. It's pretty sad. I'm a little emotional this morning.
We're here to help you get through it.
Well,
Why is it the Rogue?
it's not the Rogue. The Rogue's going to be around for a while.
Oh, then you're fine. That's the only thing you drive.
But when you look back at a car that you had or a car that you did things in the first time and stuff like that,
Pervert.
did I say any of that? That's your brain
You said
thinking
that
that.
you did stuff in for the first time.
Yeah, listen to Q101.
Oh.
That's your mind that took it the other place. That's a you thing.
Why don't you look in the mirror, Kenzie?
We'll tell you what that is coming up here at 6:30.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, it's time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this involves pouring one out because this is incredibly emotional for me. And I was stunned this morning when I saw this. That's why it blew my mind that Chevrolet is killing off the Chevy Malibu. And this is their last normal car, if you want to make it that, because it's their last four-door sedan. All they have left, they got Mustangs and Chevy Bolt electrics, and then they have trucks and SUVs. So this is the last kind of four-door, car. And this was my first car, Chevy Malibu, the Malibu Classic. And it was my grandmother's. And it was not I know people are thinking like, wow, the Malibu Classic was a badass muscle car. But this was the four-door sedan version. It was like a kind of a crappy brown color with a vanilla kind of top. And my grandmother had the car. She passed it on to my brother Greg, who passed it on to my brother Steve, who passed it on to my brother Darren, and then I got it. So it was so old by the time I got it and rusting out, but it was a beast.
I'm just imagining you. Like, when I hear the Malibu, all I think of is Malibu's Most Wanted.
I was just like that in that car.
Malibu, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can just see you. That's how I imagine you, like, riding around.
Well, this car, I'll tell you.
Tell me about what happened in this car.
I grew up in this car. And not maybe the way Kenzie's thinking, but kind of. I mean, this was a car where I first listened to music at a loud volume. My brother Steve had put a subwoofer in it and a power amp, Jensen triaxial speakers.
Do you have an underglow on that Chevy Malibu?
No, this was pre-glowing. This was pre-putting neon on that Chevy Malibu. There was no glow. But we did steal a tap at a bar, a Coors, the taps they pull to pull your beer out, and made that the hood ornament.
How are you even in a bar?
Well, Steve did. I was too young. Yeah.
You're taking credit for his accomplishments?
People didn't card you like they do today. He just walked into a bar and just got stuff. And he reached over.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah, and unscrewed the tap of the beer thing when the bartender wasn't looking, and we stole that and then made it the hood ornament. Put an Auga horn in it, so it went like, Auga!
That's the sound it made?
When you honked the horn, that's what it did.
That's not good.
It was amazing.
Is that from something?
Auga.
I don't think so. Just old cars in the old days used to have an Auga horn. They
Yeah,
call
the
it.
good old days.
Put a CD.
Like right after the horse and wagon, it was cars that went, Auga.
That was the first horn. It was so loud. It was great. It scared the hell out of everybody. And it had a CB radio in it. Put a CB radio in there.
I don't think so.
In your Mustang? Or no, I'm sorry, not in your Malibu?
And the Malibu had a CB radio.
Okay. Explain what that is to me. Is that the same as like having a PA system?
Well, we also put a
Because my brother did that thing where he put the speaker on the car so he could talk, like he would yell things and it would be outside the car. He'd yell stuff at people.
So we put that in it too.
Did you? This car had to go like a mile an hour and there's so much weight on it.
But a CB radio is what truckers talk to. Like Trucker Mike would call in, or somebody could call in and tell it with CB
Who
radios.
else had the CB radio so you could talk to them?
Nobody except truckers. So I could talk to truckers then.
Lonely man.
Yeah, lonely men out there going like, Breaker 19, this is the Channel Master. I called myself the Channel Master for some reason.
That's badass.
Yeah,
It's not.
it was.
He's walking around
You
going,
don't understand,
"Ooga."
Kenzie, how badass this was. You're not feeling it.
Do you have the PA system too?
The PA system, the Ooga horn.
What did you yell out to people?
Hey, good looking, we're coming back later.
They're like, good, I know where to not be.
Ooga.
Yeah.
And I used to crank Van Halen so loud in this thing when I was 16 years old, the Chevy Malibu, and it's going away now. It's pretty sad.
What Van Halen song comes to your mind when you think of your Chevy Malibu and riding around?
You really got me. I have to pull it up. I don't have it ready to go because we're Q101. We don't play You Really Got Me. I don't have it ready.
No, I don't know that song.
Oh,
I
you really got
only
me?
know I know Hot for Teacher and I know Eruption.
Oh, Hot for Teacher. Good call.
Is that one of your favorites, Kenzie?
That's a good one.
I mean, that got in there too, but I mean, You Really Got Me was like, it's old
Me here.
old Kink song, Oops, that's Eruption, the beginning part. We can't play all that. But
Oh, they did a cover of the King song?
yes.
I didn't know that.
This is what put them on the map. This was their first hit.
Oh, yeah.
You know this song.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really muddy. Doesn't sound
This
good.
does not sound good.
It's off YouTube.
It sounds like it's driving by in a Chevy. It's
It does.
horrible.
Somebody's inside the house. Turn that down. Anyway, I used to crank that there, and all other things happen. Everything in my life happened. I did first make out with a girl in that car. That's all I did was make out.
That's a miracle.
Why?
That all that was going on and someone got in that car and decided to make out with you.
You don't understand how cool this was.
Ooga.
You have no idea how cool it was. You have no idea. You don't understand. It was a blessed car. It was called the Rock and Roll Machine at our high school.
You called it that?
No, the Burnouts did. They loved it. The Burnouts loved this car.
What group were you in?
I could float because I knew the Burnouts because I had that car and I played guitar, so they liked me. But then they
And
also
you wore plaid.
I never wore plaid.
Yes, you did. You're a big plaid guy.
Flannel, like flat
Oh,
flannel.
plaid
Yeah.
flannels. Yeah, I did. I pictured plaid pants when you said that for some
I
reason.
imagine you tying it around your waist, your waist is taller than most people's. This plaid is just floating above people's heads in the hallway.
I loved flannel. I wore that all the way through. But I could also hang out with, the jocks because I played sports. And I could hang out with the smart guys because I would ask them, like, wow, you're so smart and I'm not. Things like that. Can I cheat off you? Can I cheat off you? Things like that.
Oh, yes, nicely.
Yeah. Why, were you in a group?
You were like a friendly giant.
Yeah. Were you in a group?
No. I
Yeah.
was in the group that left, remember?
Because no group would have you.
Yeah. Party of one, I would leave every day.
All of a sudden, it's forgetting Sarah Marshall again. So you're eating alone? Really?
Yeah, that was me.
Kenzie's sort of a one-man wolf pack.
I was struggling with online gym. It was like a whole thing.
That's terrible. What was your first car, though? Do you remember your first car?
Yeah, it was a Ford Escape.
That's nice. I almost bought a Ford Escape. Megan had a Ford Escape.
I feel like a Ford Escape is a super popular women's car because it's like a small. I want an SUV, but I don't want to drive like a boat. I can't handle.
Yeah.
I can't handle the turns.
I would love to see you-
I need it like zippier.
I would love to see you pull up on like an excursion, those big ass ones.
You don't understand. I don't have a great concept of where my car can fit. I'm not really great at that, so I just need it to be smaller for safety.
But big enough.
Yeah, big
en-
enough.
and
I need to be above people because I'm not when I walk around because I'm so short. So it'll feel better when I'm in the car and I'm above people.
How long did you have that car?
I drove that thing into the ground because I took it all the way through college. And then when I worked in 2 different cities and drove back and forth each day, and I used to sleep in it.
Yeah.
And I thought, because this was in Minneapolis, and I thought I had the best idea ever because I would sleep in my car on the side of the highway. Not great, but I did it.
Not safe.
I thought it was. I don't know what I was doing, but I needed a place to sleep, so car.
Why not the side of the highway in a car?
Well, this is the highway was going in between. So, but I didn't want to waste gas and leave my car on the whole time because I didn't have enough money for gas. So I bought like a mini space heater from Walmart. And I was like, this is arguably the best idea I've ever had.
Right.
Is I'm just going to have this space heater in my car.
Did it plug into the cigarette lighter?
No, it was like a
battery?
charge one. Like you charged it.
Oh.
And found out that that's an incredibly dangerous choice that I was making. It's a miracle I'm alive because I did it so often.
You were basically doing what the police and fire department says don't do if you want to live.
It was like a commercial.
Yeah, park on the side of the highway and sleep and use
a space heater
a
while you're
space
sleeping.
heater while you're sleeping. How are you alive?
I know.
Also, while you do all that, be a woman alone. It's really safe.
Yeah.
It tracks.
That's fine.
Perfect.
I'm doing great.
Case, what was your first car?
I had a 2003 Volvo S60.
A Volvo.
What is that? Does that make me a bad person?
No, that's
What's the-
All I said is the word Volvo.
I always associate Volvo with being kind of expensive.
Are they?
I don't think so.
They're not cheap. They're way more expensive than like a Ford or a Chevy.
Well,
or
I get $20 a week in allowance.
that paid the car
Yeah,
payment on the
Volvo.
Volvo.
Buy a car.
Those are really long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It turns out they are extremely long. I felt like I was driving a limo the entire time.
Seriously, I know any car you throw at me, I'm gonna know if it's long because I don't want to drive it.
No, finding parking in that thing sucked because I'm not good at parking anyways. But then you throw in the long john, and it was just
Yeah.
it was so
A lot of
hard.
blind spots,
Oh,
huh?
it was awful. Oh, that car sucked. I hated that car.
Very scary.
I know.
Well, how long did you have? Did you ride that all the way through high school?
Yes, because I was late getting my license because I failed the driving test a few times. But
A
then
few?
Yeah.
More than once?
Twice, yeah.
What did you do?
I drove through a stop sign once, and then the other time they just didn't think I was a good enough driver.
They were like,
Probably because you were convulsing the whole time. Like, I think you should have taken some time.
you know the thing about the stop sign? We lied. You just really sucked in the first time, and now you just kind of suck.
Like, technically you did it, but you didn't do it well enough.
Wow.
But, yeah, I had that all the way through high school, and then it just started. It was like a death trap. By that point, everything on it was failing. And so we just got rid of that car. I don't know where it went. We might have drove it off a cliff. I don't know what happened
It's
to
funny
it.
because all three of us have a car that we drove into the ground, and I don't think people drive cars into the ground anymore.
So I'll never forget. I was moving from Minneapolis to Tampa, Florida, and my car died the day before I was supposed to drive down. Like
That
it
sucks.
because I was like, well, I'm gonna keep it. It'll be fine. And I mean, it probably had like 300,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Because I drove back and forth
Sure.
to two different cities every day, and the day I had to go buy it one day to pick a car and drive to Florida the next day.
What'd you get?
A Buick Encore.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I had to go. I'm like, what is available for me to take off right now? Like, it was that's how the decision was made.
That's good. That's a quality car. I had a Buick Rendezvous for 16 years. The thing lasted.
Rendezvous, that's fun to say.
Yeah, Rendezvous. That car lasted forever. People make fun of you when you get a Buick, but they last. And there was no problems with it ever.
Buicks are nice.
Yeah.
Come on. I used to call mine the white whale. You knew it was coming.
Was it? Well, I hope it was white.
It was white.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
No, it was. Wait, why would I call it that as red?
I don't know. It was like code for something. I didn't catch
the
on
white
to.
whale.
The white whale.
White whale sounds like a drug, though.
Well, it was. I mean, my Buick. You know, it went places. It got me through a lot.
Yeah, I don't think people keep their cars till they go into the ground anymore. They trade it in.
What's your logic behind that?
I guess because you think you're going to get something for it, and when you buy a new car or get another car, so you trade it in and say, "I'll give you this if it can get you into a new car." Dealerships do that all the time.
Did you make a comment about Chevy making a Mustang? Did you say that?
At the start of the break, Brian confused Chevy with Mustang.
Oh, because we got so many texts about it. I don't even remember you saying that. It's a
Oh.
Ford Mustang.
Yeah, Ford Mustang. I don't know why I said that. Sorry. Chevy.
Apology accepted, Brian.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we got a lot of texts about it. I was like, what stance did
All
you
right,
take?
calm down. I can make mistakes. It's Friday.
You got called a wanker. I've never seen you called that before.
First off, because I called a
We should start
Mustang.
calling you the white whale now that my Buick doesn't exist anymore.
These people are just mean. They're just bullies out there. God, I get confused with Mustang. Anyway, Chevy doesn't make the Malibu anymore, and I'm really sad. I want to go buy one of the last ones until they
They
get
don't
on.
make the Malibu, and they never made the Mustang.
That's a fact. It makes your brain go.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We just talked about how Chevy is getting rid of the Malibu, was my first car, and also the Mustangs. No, I'm kidding. And I said the Chevy still had the Mustang, and boy, it's funny how I'm not a car guy. I've made that very clear, but I know that a Ford Mustang is what it is. But it made an amazing amount of people that wanted to chime in and say you got it wrong on
They
that.
were so mad at you.
Isn't that funny how it angers people so much?
Yeah.
It's just an accident.
It's a Friday.
Can I have a break? Can I get a break?
What, a Kit Kat?
I got baby brain here. My baby's been sick. I'm up all night. I say Chevy Mustang.
Baby brain. Are you pregnant?
No. Baby brain is caused by being tired from the baby.
Oh.
And she was sick all week, so. Anyway, also being called a wanker is really funny.
That's a badge of honor, if you ask me. Not everybody gets called a wanker in their lifetime.
Especially on a Friday. Usually people are in a better mood today.
Yeah. But I am really happy about that. Like, it wasn't just saying you jerk, idiot, stupid.
Right? No, it's got pizzazz.
Well, no, just to clarify, people also said that. Wanker was just my favorite.
Okay, well, good. Wanker, I like wanker. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Is that the most culturally enriching thing that's happened to you recently? Because wanker is not an American word.
No, that's what I mean. Is there an English guy listening?
You got to come across the pond for that one.
Yeah, it's very...
Wanker, I barely know her.
Oh.
Kenzie's got her fastball today.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, the Malibu's going away.
That's too bad.
It is very too bad.
I thought you were going to say the Escalade. It was going to make me really sad.
Oh, I love the Escalade.
Yeah.
But do they make new ones? Because I only see ones, like when you see an Escalade, it's usually maybe
Has celebrities in it.
2012 Escalade.
Whenever I see a black SUV with dark windows, I'm like, oh my God, who's here?
Yeah. And then it's just like Mike from Schaumburg driving it.
No, well, maybe he's the driver because the celebrities always sit in the back.
Yeah.
They still make Escalades.
Because I wasn't sure if they made new ones. But the older ones look better.
Older ones look better. These look almost like they designed them with off-roading in mind, which I don't really like.
Well, that's fun. Well, why?
It's not as sleek as like a 2003 Escalade with spinning rims.
See, I like that my Wrangler, I know it can go off-road. So that way, when someone's in my lane, but I want to turn right, but they're going straight, I can drive in the grass and still turn because I have a Wrangler.
Oh, yeah.
Because that just upsets me. I'm like, why are you in this lane?
See, the old Escalades had those huge lights and the sharp edges. Mm-hmm. And that was the first, when that came out, that looked cool. They probably rounded it off now. They round off every car now, so they look the same.
Yeah, back in my day, cars were sharp.
Yeah.
Mine's square.
Your Wrangler is square. They haven't rounded off. Thank God they haven't rounded off the Jeeps yet.
You have the roundest of all, you rogue.
They're not that. Well, they're not super round. They're aerodynamic. So I get better gas mileage that way.
You drive an oval.
I'm driving a circle.
Yeah.
I love
like a flying saucer.
Listen, I love the Rogue. It's the most comfortable SUV.
It's a good ride. I like being in the passenger seat.
Yeah. Case gets rides in that. That's why he has to say that so I don't stop giving him rides home.
Well, I would tell you if I hated your car.
I hate this car, but thanks for the ride.
No, it's a good car.
It is. It's
You've
great.
done quite well for yourself.
Hey,
you're a big boy now.
Having a 2019 pre-owned Rogue. Everyone's going.
I didn't want to say it because sometimes you feel like I'm too mean. So I just was quiet on that comment.
You know what was unreal was when I went to buy that car because I wanted to get something like an Escalade. I was like,
and then you got immediately humbled when you saw the price of things.
Well, it was during the pandemic when used cars were stupid priced. Like even that Rogue wasn't cheap. And an Escalade was $72,000. It was like a 2007 Escalade with 80,000 miles on it. It was $70,000.
Did you just leave in your current car? Isn't that the worst feeling when you go to a dealership and you have to just drive away in your piece of crap? It's happened to me before. I'm like, I'm just going to scooch out of here.
It's worse. I didn't own a car yet. I got rid of my car for years. I was buying a car, so I had to Uber out of there.
Oh, no.
That's humiliating.
I actually walked away, so I walked here. It's a nice day. And then I got the Uber like a block down.
In the Wendy's parking lot?
Because I didn't want them to see that I didn't even have a car.
Oh, my. Well, there's not a lot of negotiating power if they know you don't have a car.
I'm negotiating between this car and my feet.
Tough call.
But God, did I want that Escalade. But $72,000.
I bet you give it another year. The way things are going, I bet you'll be in Escalade territory
again.
He needs
to get a house.
I get a house.
But an Escalade is basically a house. You could live in an Escalade.
I will stay renting to get an Escalade.
Good man, you should.
That's great for your family.
Think about how much the baby would love an Escalade.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Big pimpin'.
Yeah. Case would you'd love being driven home in an Escalade, getting that ride home.
That'd be awesome. I'd buy you spinning rims.
Hell yeah. I haven't seen a spinning rim in a while.
I saw one about 6 months ago, and I lost my mind. I was so excited to see that somebody still had them.
Was it Mexican Independence Day weekend?
It was definitely September. It was nearby.
Right around there. Got to bring back spinners.
I agree.
Here's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Britney Spears finalized her divorce. She's already created a dating profile on a spin-off of Hinge called Unhinged. Sunday is Mother's Day, or as my niece with blue hair and a tattoo of a parallelogram calls it, Birthing Person's Day. Researchers were shocked to find a great white shark off the coast of Alabama, mostly because it had all its teeth. And a new Lord of the Rings movie is in the works. It's called Lord of the Rings, Return of Ka-Ching. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.